We are in Baltimore, Maryland, and I have the distinct pleasure of introducing you to Nyla Chowdhury and to Chukwuma Ephraim Okenwa. And it turns out that Chukwuma has only been in the United States for a couple of hours now. This is his first trip to America, and I thought for today's program that we go back into time. Now, I was born in Oklahoma, so therefore I was born in America, and I really can't talk about what it was like growing up elsewhere. But I would like to start with Nyla. Could you tell us when you came to America?
Well, I'm born in Bangladesh,
Yes.
and the first time I came to United States was 1982 when I was working for the UNICEF. So my experience was in UN headquarters in New York, and it was fantastic. It was a different world, and I was young, and I felt, oh my God, this is where the decisions are made. And I was awed by everything in America from the time I stepped in. And I dreamt to be in America and settle in one day.
Well, you've just heard from my only sister. I have 3 brothers and 1 sister, and now I'd like you to meet my 4th son, Chukwuma. Chukwuma, tell us a little bit about coming to America and what it's like living, in Nigeria.
Okay, glad to come into America today. And of course, one very striking thing before I arrived is that my father, I've been speaking about this date, 4th December, and right I'm here, right before it was very clear that I would be here. There was that clarity on his own part, and I'm happy making it down here for the International Anti-Corruption Conference, and do hope to network with more persons from the most powerful nation on there, which is America. So happy to be in America.
So, Nyla, could you tell us what was one of the most miraculous things that ever happened to you since you've been in America?
There has been few.
Please tell
I
the
think
audience.
one of the most miraculous is finding you as a brother.
Thank you.
And I think we were meant to be, and today I meet Chukwuma. But the thing is, I think the basic essence of humanity, which I felt no matter what, I never felt sort of the dignity of life, which I believe that if I work here, I would be recognized. If I contribute and serve humanity, people do recognize you for what you are. And I think this is the biggest, I wouldn't say miracle, but it is something inherent. People do give you that value here, which I've learned.
Well,
and I do recognize it a lot.
Thank you, Nyla. One of the things I've recognized traveling the world is that in America, you are innocent until you're proven guilty. You're innocent. And I've found that in some countries, you're guilty until proven innocent.
That's right.
So right.
So the question I have is for you, Chukwuma, without talking about a specific place, you are now going to be a diplomat, and you're going to be involved with all kinds of amazing conversations, and you're going for a master's and PhD, and then so forth and so on. Could you tell us the greatest miracle, or one of the greatest miracles that's happened for you before coming to America today?
Yeah. I mean, I lost my dad a great while ago.
Mm-hmm.
And, coming to meet Mr. Emmanuel Perman when I took a course with the United Nations Institute for Training and Research, getting to meet him, the Human Rights Council course, and feeling connected, with him, because in life we need people that have gone ahead of us. You need someone that will speak over your life and also speak to you, advise you, help you to be on the right path, because we all know in part, we don't know it all. And I've enjoyed that father figure in him, having someone advise, having someone to caution, and to give you the necessary hope that you need, to navigate through certain situations. I am from Nigeria, and interesting thing about it is, It's a nation that is so blessed, but unfortunately, we don't have the best leading the people, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it seems like what we call casteocracy, a situation where you have those from the back leading those in the front, and it should not be so. You know, so I would say that having to meet him, happy to have him in my life, and I believe with that, all of the hopes and aspirations I have personally for myself, my family, and my nation, that will be accomplished. Someday, Nigeria will be great once again. Yeah.
Chukwuma, taking that from you, I have to say that there's not a single day from the day I met Manny that I haven't taken his advice, guidance, and support. And to be honest, America has given me a unity of my own family. My two children have studied here and grown up here. And it allowed me to reunite and see them flourish in life, and my son-in-law and my grandchildren. That itself is also a big miracle in my life. And Manny has been a great part of every step in my life. Thank you, Manny.
Thank you. I would like to tell the audience that I've seen Nyla preside over conferences at the University of California in San Diego, and she's brought together some of the most incredible, amazing people on the planet. And then the way she presents at the United Nations and coordinates for girls and women, it's beyond belief. And with Chukwuma, what brought me to the realization that he had a bright future was his commitment to human rights. When we took the course virtually in Geneva with Julian Coletti and the program that dealt with how do we make other people's lives better. Mm-hmm. And so basically the goal is to improve not only people's lives, but peace in the world and coexistence in the world. And so the final question I would ask you, Chukwuma, is I'm going to show at the end of this video pictures of your children. And they're the future.
Yeah, sure.
And they actually sang happy birthday to me, and it was extremely moving because they sang in 2 different languages,
Yeah.
which I'm lucky if I can get one out. So, for the future of your children, your oldest is 8 years old.
Yeah.
What would you like to see, let's say, in the year 2032? Let's go, further on, and when your child will be 18. What would you like to see for Nigeria and the world?
I have a dream that in 10 years' time, my first son and the other kids will live in a nation they can proudly associate as their own. A nation they can be proud of, like when you flout your green passport. It should be that brings honor, because I believe some nations' passport bring honor to them. But when you enter into nations and you present your passport and it's like a reproach, which some of us has witnessed in some instance, that there could be that bias, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you see like border security in the people, once they see a green passport, the way you are searched and, for not just doing any other thing except that you're Nigerian.
Yes.
So want them to live like in a nation of honor, a nation where, just like he rightly put, you are actually innocent until otherwise proven, not the other way around.
Yes.
A nation where there is justice, a prosperous nation, where the wealth of the nation is equitably distributed and shared, and most importantly, where we have like rule of law. And I think also one of the things I hope for my nation, a nation where you have like humility as a culture. Sometime last 2 months, and I was in a meeting where the president of Switzerland walked in, and I'm like, come on, is this the president? I mean, nobody noticed the president. And after delivering a speech,
there's so much to learn from them.
Yes, he just stood and people were meeting him, and I'm like, for crying out, I had to like Google again the current president of Switzerland, and I confirmed that he is the president. And I'm like, wow, even a mayor in Nigeria is not as accessible as this. So I think there's basically like a problem, what I may call like a culture of pride, which should be replaced by culture of humility, right? Where leaders are accessible. So I hope that my kids get to live in that nation pretty soon.
Very valuable point. Very valuable point.
And what would you like to see for your grandchildren?
So no matter what we do, I personally feel all the work we are doing together, I think there's nothing to actually celebrate till we can bring in peace together. No matter what, a world where there's peace, where the children grow up with the courage to speak up. And like Chukwuma said about humility, a lot of people, especially from third world countries, think that when you're humble and you lead your life with humility, it's weakness, but it's just the other way. When you have so much strength inside, that allows you to build that humility inside. And I would love not only my grandchildren and my children, but the children of the world, the future custodians, to lead with humility, to lead with compassion, dignity, to give each other that dignity, which they want for themselves, definitely, and a world of peace. If we work together, I know it's like a drop in the ocean, but somebody has to start and do it. And Manny, I'm really grateful that we work together.
Oh, thank you. I am certainly grateful. And I thought we would end with music because music is essential for all of us. So I'm going to ask Chukwuma, who's a songwriter. Earlier, I was so enlightened and so happy to hear him sing.
Yeah.
He has a beautiful voice. And would you sing your original song about enlightenment?
Okay, about
Empowerment.
my song here I composed for young persons. And of course, like when you look at the word knowledge, the first 4 letters know and the last 4 letters edge. So I see knowledge as the edge you have by the virtue of what you know.
Wow.
So the song goes this way.
Beautiful.
Your youthfulness is your usefulness. Of all you do, try to get the edge. The edge of what you know is knowledge. For what you know is who you are. Get empowered with knowledge. Get equipped with relevant skills. You'd see your empowerment. You'd see your empowerment.
And we'll end by saying that Chukwuma Ephraim Okenwa's initials are CEO.
That's right.
That is boding well for him. Everywhere he goes, he says, "I'm CEO." Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.